Hello, everyone. It is Rebecca here, the founder of Soul Cups, and happy Friday to you all. It is Friday afternoon, and I am super excited. We are officially up to episode 9 of our Sustainable Speaker Series for Plastic Free July. Today's episode is all about pets. It's all about sustainability and environmental conscious thoughts in the pet industry. This is super interesting. I'm super excited. I'm going to be talking to Karen, the founder of Stylish Hound, a really successful, wonderful brand and product out there that is actually producing their products in a sustainable way, which I think is incredibly different and really unique for the pet industry. Something no one is talking enough about. And if anyone knows me on a personal level, I love dogs more than people. So I'm super excited about this one. My dog, Kenya, the Cocker Spaniel, has one of Karen's Stylish Hound harnesses, which we are obsessed with and we love. So I'm super excited to be talking to Karen today. Let me just invite her into the chat and we can get started. Let me just find Karen. Hold on. Stylish Hound. And if you guys have any dogs, don't hesitate to ask any questions to Karen while we're talking, because we can always answer them through the chat. Just waiting for her to pop on. Hopefully she pops on in a second. Okay, here we go. Karen, you just got to accept the request and we are ready. Sorry guys, a little bit of a tech glitch. I'm just waiting for... She's not able to join. Why can't we join? What is not working? Let's try this again. Sorry.
Hello.
Oh, here we go. Yay.
How you going, Beck?
I'm so good. Are you all good? You got in, you're with us. We're here.
Hey. Oh, okay. How you going?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay? Is your internet all good?
Yep, everything's all good on my end.
Amazing.
Well,
everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, all these incredible viewers. We'll wait for a few people to join and start, but basically, just to give everyone a little recap of what I spoke about while we were waiting, I'm super excited for this conversation, especially because I love animals and dogs so much. So I was personally very excited. Your products are incredible. They're such high quality. They're so beautifully designed. They help so many people. I was telling you on the phone before, my dog sucks. He is not disciplined at all. He's super demanding and he's really hard to walk because he's so heavy and really pulls me. So your actual harnesses absolutely changed my life. So, and then the best part is they're sustainable. So I am so excited to talk to you, to bring awareness to this industry about, bringing sustainability into the pet world, because it is a humongous industry. There's so much money in this industry and I don't think we're paying enough attention to it. So without further ado, talk to me. Tell me about your incredible brand and share a little bit about your story and how you founded Stylish Hound.
Wow, Beck. Oh, thanks for the intro. Yeah, so I run Stylish Hound. So I'm Karen, for those of you who don't know me. So we started in late 2019 and I had this one particular problem because I have a beagle and and his nose, like
Bagel the beagle.
Yep, Bagel the beagle. When he's out of walk, his ears are off and his nose is on and he just goes. And I actually was in a bit of an accident, like a sports accident, and I broke my arm. And so I couldn't really walk him with one arm. I only had one arm. The other one was broken, and he almost broke my other arm. And so I started, a bit of research because, like, I couldn't drive or anything like that. And I realized, you know, we live 80 meters to the park, and we drive there because we cannot walk there. So, so when
I understand your pain. Yeah.
It's just not realistic, you know, like I want to go everywhere with my dog, enjoy everything, but we just can't go anywhere. So I researched a little bit more on loose leash walking training, and I developed a front leading harness that clicks to the front, and so when the dog pulls, it redirects him towards you. So instead, like, you know, before you clip it to the collar or the back of the harness, so when they pull, you're like a sled on the back, like
yeah.
They move, they pull harder, and you're like constantly, you know, arm wrestling your dog, and this way they.
But you know what's even better? Like my dog, for example, so he's an English Cocker Spaniel, but he weighs like, I don't know, 24 kilos. Like he's a big dog, like he's a big spaniel. And he's super smart that he knows how to get out of his collar. So if you pull a little bit, he just backs out of it and is flying off. And that's it. Like, dog gone, like you're done. So for us, the harness was phenomenal because he can't get out of it. He's stuck, but it doesn't hurt him. It's so gentle. It's so soft. It's like so perfect. But can you talk to me about the materials a little bit? So the backstory is phenomenal. You solved a problem for yourself. That's how every successful business starts, as we know. You're solving a problem. But let's talk about the sustainability aspect. Why are you so different? Why are you unique? What is the material? And then why on earth did you even think about it? Like, talk us through the process.
So I guess when we first started, I was very conscious in what materials to use, because Edward and I, as we're living, you know, we're very conscious about, you know, recycling, buying products that, you know, are better for the environment. And also because we have a dog, when we started to mop, you know, like simple things like cleaning and mopping, we don't want to use a product where my dog can get into it and then we'll have to rush, you know, urgently to the vet or something like that. So yeah, so for us, because we've been living, we're trying to be more sustainable and conscious about the environment, I really wanted to filter that through the brand and select a material that is, you know, made from recycled plastic or made from recycled metals, PVC, like our logos as well, they're made from recycled PVC, just Amazing. To also offer an option to, you know, other pets and their owners who want to be more sustainable but don't know how to be.
I think that's a big topic that you and I are going to touch on. It's the industry itself. Like, we're going to get into that hardcore, but I think what's so special, like, you've got this, like, as we know, you and I as dog owners, as pet owners, it's its own community, right? We're our own breed of people. Like, anyone that's a dog person, anyone that's a pet person, like, we naturally gravitate towards each other, where you build a community a lot quicker, right? Because we all have the same admiration. So you have such an incredible community already. You've got this wonderful tribe of followers and supporters. And what I love about what you're doing is exactly what I keep saying in all the interviews I've done, is you're using your platform as a tool. And that's what's so special. So let's talk about it. This industry, the pet industry, is shit when it comes to sustainability and being so single use. Pet toys, pet food, leashes, collars, everything in between. Like, you know, dogs go for a swim, cats, you know, whatever. Like, it wears out. You end up throwing it in the bin and having to buy a new one. So what you're doing is basically creating an alternative for conscious owners to allow us to have a better option to purchase, because before you, nothing else exists. So I think it's incredible. And I want to bring awareness and attention to what you're doing, which is really special.
Oh, thanks. I mean, at the start, I also found there wasn't a lot of options, like a lot of manufacturers. It was just so much easier to not even, ask for sustainability, like a sustainable material. Like they would be like, oh, what's that? And I specifically asked, do you have a yarn? Because all of our collars are woven and they're knitted. So I asked, do you guys have yarn that is made from recycled plastics, that is sustainable, and have hardware that is made from recycled metals, and they'll be like, oh, but this is cheaper. I'm like, I don't want the cheap stuff, I make, yeah. So, and the other thing,
you know what else? I mean, before you move on from that point, like it's actually something Paul and I were talking about in my last interview, which is the manufacturing process. Often you go to a supplier. So anyone who owns a product or owns a brand knows the process. You have to have a really strong relationship with your suppliers wherever they are in the world. You need to often go and travel and have those wonderful communications and relationships. If you're smart, that's what you do. But it's such a different expectation. Like, just like you said, you had to ask them, you had to say, is there an alternative? And often in their mind, they're going, why do they want the crap stuff? Why don't they want the new shiny, unsustainable, perfectly packaged stuff? Like they think it's an insult that we're asking for the other version of it, the more sustainable version of it. So it's a learning, it's communication, it's an educational process in that aspect as well. And I think that's important for you to talk about the lengths that you go to actually get what you want. So can you go a little bit more in detail about that process?
Yeah, definitely. I think also the manufacturing industry has also evolved because there's more people asking for, recycled materials. Started in 2019. The material was just recycled. Now it's certified as well. So we went that extra step to make sure the materials we have gotten is also globally certified. So our customers do have that extra, I guess, reassurance that it's not just, typed. We actually have a certificate which let you guys know our numbers and things like that. So people do feel like, oh, it's not just for marketing or whatever. But the other thing I found during the process of me developing our harness is that the industry is actually actively providing more options as well for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. I think it's because there are more people asking the right questions. Like that's, and again, it's all about transparency. It's all about authenticity. It's all about showcasing the work that goes involved, because that allows us as consumers to be able to make the choice. And I think that's what it's all about, right? It's you're doing the really hard work and you're providing a wonderful option for people to come in and go, oh, okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, that needs certification, or that, that's the material that came from, or that's the process it went through. And, I think that's phenomenal that you're putting it out there. Like that's what we need, more businesses doing that.
Oh, thanks, Beck. Well, when Edward and I decided to launch the harness, I said to Edward, some people come to us because, they're needing the harness to help them walk their dog, but other people might be choosing it because of the sustainability. But hopefully, because we've made this choice, we can, provide that option or educate some, new pet owners and their dogs who might have not thought about it.
Exactly. That's what I love about it, is that you're bringing awareness. Again, it's what I said in the intro. You're bringing awareness to an industry that no one thinks about. And it's exact, like, you know, we caught up a little bit earlier and had a bit of a chat about it. And the truth is, it's what I said. It's that, you know, you're not buying this for your child. You're not buying this for a person. So it's not like your dog can go, oh, thank you so much, mom. Like, thanks, Karen. Like, love my sustainable leash. I'm so happy you made that option. It's like, no, you know, we have to be responsible. The dog's not going to talk to us and tell us what they want. But you can educate the owners and you can say, hey, pet industry also needs to be sustainable. Let's talk about it. So huge well done for bringing awareness into an industry that often is not thought about.
Thanks, Beck. And some of the challenges I had, though, touching on the industry and manufacturing, is that, like, a lot of people think we produce offshore because it's cheaper and we're trying to sacrifice on quality, which is not the case. Obviously, one of the main reasons is that I have that access to, you know, a recycled material, and I'm choosing my suppliers, you know, based on that and where they might be. So I think that's a bit of a conception that I'm still trying to overcome today as a challenge. Yeah.
But you know what? I think that's any product-based business. Like, it's not just you. It's like, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. People generally have a misconception of manufacturing offshore, but the reality is, you can't produce that level of high quality expertise, high standards of quality control, ethics, like material. We don't have access to those materials. Like, it's just the reality of it. Like, if we could find the same level of quality and absolute skill and cost, obviously cost adds to that, because if we did it in Australia, it would be 50 times more expensive. Like, no one's going to pay $500 for a leash. Like, it's not going to happen. No, you know, like, that's the truth. So people misconceive offshore as not quality, when in fact it's actually the opposite. It's far more superior, far more, much better quality. But again, that comes down to the business owner, for them to make those decisions and actually do the research and do the hard work. That's the difference. Like, you know, and that's clearly shown in what you're doing. Like, absolutely. So if you feel like you're being challenged by it, I think by showcasing your transparency and your journey, I think that has enough credibility in it.
Oh, thanks, Beck. We're still, trying to, you know, when we get comments like, oh, is it made offshore? It must be cheaper quality. You know, we have to explain it's because we have access to that technology and the sustainable materials, which, you know, is what our brand is about.
Exactly. Absolutely. And talk to me a little bit about your community anyway. I mean, it's such a beautiful journey. You obviously started the business just before like COVID hit, like just sort of before lockdown. Like, how has that experience been for you? And what are some of the big learnings that came out of, you know, working in this sort of sustainable space? Like, what's something you can share with us?
Yeah, so when we first started, we just launched, and then I don't know if you know, even with the harness, we're up to our third version. So we're constantly making changes, making improvements. I've been making changes to the materials as well. When I learnt that, you know, certified, I switched over to that straight away. So I think as, you know, a product developer for Stylish Hound, I'm always on the lookout for, you know, ways to be more sustainable. I think at the start, because we were a smaller business, you know, some of our parcels and our satchels were sent in like recyclable satchels only. So now that we've grown as well, you know, I've made that conscious switch to biodegradable and home composable packaging as well, just to looking at different aspects of the business where we can be a little bit more sustainable.
I think that's really special. And again, if anyone's been listening to any of the other interviews we've been doing, we talk about this particular aspect a lot, and that's the beauty of being sustainable. Like the definition of sustainability comes with the ability to innovate. Like that's what, to me, in my heart, sustainability is. It's about learning, understanding, and then improving. Like how, as we grow as a brand, as a company, whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's anyone else, how do we learn from our audience, our customer feedback? How do we learn from the research in the world of science and technology? And how do we keep making better choices as our business grows? And that's amazing that you guys are doing that, because that's what it's about. It's like, if there's a better material out there that's going to be
Yeah.
more environmentally friendly, that's going to be better quality, more durable, better for the end result of the customer, like why wouldn't you improve and change? And the fact that you're on your third version, like how incredible. Like that's a testament to that attitude. It's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, with the previous materials as well, I have found like so it's been 18 months and we're up to our third version. Like I'm constantly seeing and I touched on this before, like our supplies improving. They keeping me updated, like, oh, there's a new recycled material out there now and certified, and with our toys as well, like reality is my dogs need stuff. So, so I just try to make sure, the products that we're, offering to our customers and producing, and for the dogs as well, that they can be sustainable as well. So with our chew toys, it's all made from natural rubber that's biodegradable as well. So we're looking at options. Before it was just our walk range, and as I'm, learning and educating myself to be a little bit better, like, what else can I do in our range to offer more options that is better for the environment?
And that's the fun part, right? That's the best part of being the product development aspect. Like, obviously as a business owner, you and I, like we wear so many different hats, we do so many different things every single day in the business. And then when we get to be creative and develop products and design and consider all of these wonderful things like sustainability, durability, quality, customer experience, like that's the joy, right? Like that's why you get up every morning and you do what you do, because you get to create incredible things in the world. And like I was saying, my dog Kenya, he loves the harness, he loves the toys, he's a big fan. We're a big fan. It's an incredible story. I mean, I'm so grateful that you've jumped on with me, and happy to have a chat and share a little bit about the industry. And I mean, I guess before we sort of wrap up and sign up, I mean, tell me, like, what's in your own personal life, like when it comes to being sustainable, like what's the biggest challenge you faced when it comes to being sustainable? And then what's the easiest thing that you've been able to do, and what's the easiest thing to implement when it comes to sustainability for you?
Yeah, so I guess the biggest challenge for me personally, it's just, starting with one thing. Like so often, we want to, like, we get inspired and want to be sustainable. We're like, okay, what can I change? And then you look at your life and you're like, oh, I need to change this, and this, and it's too, like,
It's too much. Yeah.
I feel like just with that one thing, like for example, like you're taking your dog on a Saturday morning for a walk to your local cafe, bring your soul cup.
But yeah, it's 100% right. It's taking away the anxiety and the overwhelm of feeling like you have to do everything at once, and just picking one thing at a time, one swap, one simple solution. I mean, what's your advice to anyone in your community, in your personal community, especially the dog world or the pet world? Like, what's one easy swap that you think, other than obviously the leash and the harness and the colors and all of your products, like what is some advice to our communities that you can share that's really worked for you?
Me personally, yeah. So I just started with one thing, like for example, swapping that cup that you just drink and then chuck out. Just put that cup in your brewster, and then slowly integrating other habits like looking at some of more eco-friendly cleaning products, and me personally, because you know, we've been a little bit more conscious, you know, just if you're buying a new car, you know, think about like, you know, a electric option or a hybrid if you've got solar panels and things like that. Yeah. But
I think there's so many ways. There's so many ways that, you know, we can educate ourselves. And I think it's about having access to amazing communities and brands like yourself. Like if you're not sure where to start, there are so many of us that you can follow, learn, educate yourself, invigorate your mind with new sustainable solutions. And just like you said, you know, starting small, starting with one small thing, whether it's your dog products, whether it's a reusable cup, whether it's your at-home cleaning products. You know, there's so many incredible brands out there right now that are doing the right thing and doing amazing things. So like I always say in almost every interview, it's about conscious consumerism. It's about educating ourselves and making empowered, conscious decisions to do the right thing and work with brands that are also doing the right thing. So you're an absolute example of a brand that is setting a standard in their own industry. I think it's incredible what you guys are doing. Tell us, where can we find you? How can we buy you? Where can we follow you? Share all your details, and I'll make sure that I post it in the comments as well.
Yeah, oh, thanks, Beck. Before we wrap up, I also have a question for you.
Sure.
No, you're a dog mom as well, but like in our community, you know, so many of like our dog mums say, you know, I took your adventure kit to the local cafe shop and brunch and all of that, and I very much see, you know, Soul Cup goes hand in hand walking, you know, your dog. Do you have any, you know, advice or anything for other dog mums and their dogs wanting to, you know, take that step and be a little bit more conscious if they're not already?
Yeah, I mean, look, I love that question. You turned the interview around. Um, yeah, look, if anyone who's a dog mom or a dog dad, whatever the term is, I think it's kind of going off that same concept of pick one thing. Like, you know, if you want to talk about coffee shops, I have a challenge for anyone who's willing to take it, and that is no cup, no coffee. And I think that's a really fun way to essentially challenge yourself and your willpower. So if you don't have a reusable cup with you, you can't have a takeaway coffee. That's the rule. And that sort of instills a little bit of, you know, guilt, a little bit of FOMO. If you don't have your cup, you don't get your coffee. So you're punished a little bit. So my advice to anyone who is in the pet world or has an animal and you want to be a little bit more sustainable, I'd look at what product do you currently have for your animal that are not sustainable, that you could do some research to see if you can find swaps. So whether it's the actual hardware, like the leash, the collar, any of the toys, maybe it's like the poo bags, whatever it is, do some research and just begin that adventure of learning. And then once you sort of mastered that territory, move on to other things in your life, like swap takeaway for reusables, make sure you have a reusable water bottle, a shopping tote bag, you know, things that are really easy, that don't impact your life much, basically, to do the right thing. So that's my advice.
Thanks, Beck. And do you find with the challenge, it's because you're keeping yourself accountable?
Exactly.
Yeah, then that turns into a habit and then flows into your life, hopefully.
Yeah, it's all about mindset. It's all like the thing with being sustainable, it's not difficult. There is a plethora of choice in the world for us as consumers. What's difficult is consumer psychology. It's how we're hardwired. It's the laziness of the common person of, oh, I don't want to bring my cup. It's heavy. I don't want to carry it. It's the silly barriers that we create because everything in life is so easy right now. It's just too easy. So having to set boundaries with yourself is the only way to break a habit and create a new habit and rewire how we think. So yeah, no cup, no coffee is a really fun, harmless way to basically guilt yourself into making sure you do the right thing.
So guys, there you have it. No cup, no coffee.
That's it. But tell us, Karen, where can we buy your incredible products? What's website, Instagram, personal, anything information that where we can find you and get access to your incredible brand?
Yeah, so find us online. At the moment, we're not really stocked in a lot of physical stores. It's online, stylish-hound.com, and Instagram is stylish.hound, just to confuse everyone. And yeah, drop you a comment so anyone who watched this and want to check us out and get you and your dog a little, bit closer, sustainable.
Thank you so much. I'm going to make sure I leave all of that information when we pop this into an IGTV. Please go follow Stylish Hound. It's one of the most amazing brands, especially if you're a pet owner, obviously. Check them out, show some love, support local small businesses, shop with them online. And thank you so much, Karen, for joining me. It's such a pleasure to talk to you. And yeah, stay in touch. Maybe we'll collaborate. I think someone in the comments wanted us to collaborate, so maybe we will.
Stay tuned. I have a
Stay
great
tuned.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.